we already know that the connection between, let's say, 1 centimeter is equal to 10 millimeters. You can see that for yourself on the ruler. That's 1 centimeter. Those little marks there, there's 10 little marks representing 10 millimeters. So what about connecting 1 centimeter squared? So what about 1 centimeter squared? Well, it's not going to be 10. It's actually going to be 10 squared. 10 squared means 10 times 10. That's 100 millimeter squared. Now I'm going to demonstrate this using a little square over here. Here I've got a square that's got an area of 1 centimeter squared. Right, the length is 1 centimeter, the width is 1 centimeter. Length times width, 1 times 1, 1 centimeter squared. But look at that little square there, tiny little square. It's got an area of 1 millimeter squared. Its length is 1 millimeter and its width is 1 millimeter. So 1 times 1 is 1 millimeter squared. But how many of those little squares, you can see how many of those little squares fit in this big square. So I'm asking, what is a connection between 1 millimeter squared and 1 centimeter squared? So how many of these fit in this? We can see 10 squares this way, 10 squares that way. So 10 by 10, 10 times 10 is 100. So you've got 100 millimeter squared that fit inside 1 centimeter squared. So we've established that 1 centimeter squared is equal to 100 millimeter squared. What if now, let's say we want to change 5 centimeter squared into millimeter squared? What's the connection between centimeter squared and millimeter squared? Well, we just found that out, didn't we? We started off with this, then we did 10 squared to get 100. So let's just write that down over here. 1 centimeter squared is equal to 100 millimeter squared. So I'll be going this way, so we times by 100, times by 100, it'll be 500 millimeter squared. And if you're going backwards, let's say you got 1,000 millimeter squared, and you want to find out what is the value here. So we're going from millimeter squared backwards to centimeter squared. So we're going the other way, so it'll be divide by 100. So divide by 100, that'll give you 10 centimeter squared. Right, there's one more. We know how we got from here to here. We did 10 squared to give you this one. But what about volume? So we so far been talking about area. Now volume, centimeter cubed. Well, how many millimeter cubed is this? Well, to get from here to here, that was 10 squared. So to get from here to here, that'll be 10 cubed. 10 to the power of 3, 1,000. So those three connections. If you can remember that one, you'll easily be able to remember the other ones. I mean, let's suppose we had, 1 meter is the same as 100 centimeters. So what about area, 1 meter squared? Will you do 100 squared? 100 squared means 100 times 100. There you go. So 1 meter squared is equivalent to this. And then 1 meter cubed, will you do 100 to the power of 3? Okay, so you can use the appropriate unit depending on what kind of calculation you have to do.